Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? Oh, I got a clicker too. Great. Awesome. How's everyone doing? Woo, cool. I know we're still in like the little 5 minutes before 2:30, so I'll just chat a little bit while we're doing that. Who here currently carries our products in their store? Awesome. Who here is interested in carrying miniatures in their store? Jen, great. Come on. Sweet. Nice. Awesome. So we have had a very cool year with the Atomic Mass Games as we're gearing up for everything with Star Wars Legion, and of course with our Marvel Protocol and Star Wars Shatterpoint. So in the presentation today, you're going to see a bit from our big roadmap we had at our last con we were at Milwaukee. We have a lot of cool things to show off for there. We've got new releases. We have new organized play. We have cool roadmap stuff going on. So it's going to be a really good look to kind of see what's going on with Star Wars and Marvel. If you don't know me, my name is Ross Thompson. I'm the marketing director at Atomic Mass Games. I've been here coming on 2 years now as well. And also, we have Simone Elliott, head of studio, hanging out at the booth. If you guys want to come by, I have some cool minis for Star Wars Legion we're showing off. And of course, we have some stickers and some other stuff going on. I think we can just kind of kick into it. That sound good? We want to do the college, wait 5 minutes, but I think we can just go. We're just going to go. Let's do it. Cool. So a big thing for us, because we have so many products that are coming out across 3 product lines, a thing that we have done is we split us up into these tentpole campaigns. So these tentpole campaigns are based around fun moments for our products, 2 for Marvel, 2 for Star Wars Shatterpoint, 2 for Legion, and these are going to have these retail support kits that are coming in it. So these kits are free to you, they're from the reps. They'll have a poster, they'll have promo cards, they'll have items. It also will have support on our end, so we'll be doing interviews and online graphics and everything else there, live streams and so on. So as the year goes on, we'll have these big beats. So right now, yesterday we just announced Phoenix Unleashed. So we had the cool Jean Grey for her miniatures with that there. And we'll have our promo pack for that. So if you want to get your MCP pack, you can get it from your reps. And then going on throughout the year, of course, we'll have our Spider-Verse coming out in July. So we'll have a couple sets for the Spider-Verse. We'll have Spider-Ham and Silk and Spider-Noir and so on. And then coming out in the fall, we'll have the launch for Star Wars Legion, which we'll cover more in the presentation. And then, of course, for those who have watched the Ahsoka show, we'll have Balin's Skull and all those things coming out in the winter. So kind of a big thing to note is as we have these things coming out and you want to get promo cards and posters and so on, hit your ups. They're really cool. Next up, let's hop right into Star Wars Shatterpoint. Perfect timing, right? Cool. So first up, we've heard a lot. Everyone's like, organized play, we want more, we want more. We're doing it. We got lots of organized play coming out. So a big thing for us is you're going to see more tournament kits coming out for our games across the board. We're going to have 2 to 3 tournament kits that are going to be included, and these are enough for 16, 24 players. They're going to include promo cards, they're going to include foils, posters, everything you need to put in your store, and they'll be coming out throughout the year. So in these packs, they'll have kind of based on variety of who's been released recently. So of course for Shatterpoint, we're going to have an awesome Kit Fisto card, and a Mando, and a Lando and Veers. But then also coming out too, we'll have more store tournament kits that'll have other foils for their initiative cards and so on. So we're really excited for these. You're going to see them coming out as they go on. Ask your reps when they're going up. These are going to be a big thing. We know people wanted them. And this is a first for Star Wars Shatterpoint with those tournament kits. So of course these kits, you can use them for leagues, campaigns, everything else. We just title them tournament kits so everybody kind of understands when you're ordering it in the system. Next up, cool fun things there. Who's ready for Andor, right? Yeah, it's going to be super fun. So we're excited to see Krennic and his whole squad come to Star Wars Shatterpoint. And of course, they're going to be fighting against Cassian Andor as they're doing their whole set there. Rogue One has been a fun influence on us, and so we're really glad that we can bring these characters to the game. They are currently in pre-order right now. But of course, they wouldn't be joined without Jen Urso. So we are very excited to have them join the game for Shatterpoint. They have a lot of cool stuff they can do where they work together, and these packs are just a blast. So we're looking forward to seeing these on the table. Next up is Star Wars More Terrain. So we know that people love, how do I make my boards look more like a galaxy far, far away? So being able to have more of these terrain packs and kits are everything we want to have. And then of course for scale-wise, these things work great for Legion. So if you want to have a cool tower, you want to have a cool box of crates, and of course little creatures as they pop in. So we'll have more of these kits coming out throughout the year, and of course this terrain pack is just going to be a blast. And then who here played Robot Commando, right? Yeah, there we go. So we'll have Delta Squad forming up, which will be great. We already had Delta Squad coming out in Star Wars Legion, but we know we wanted to have it for Shatterpoint. So of course, popping in with the clones, they're a blast, and they're going to be a fun way to get a lot of those clones back on the table too. So I played with these. I got my butt kicked. It was great. But they're super good, and the minis turned out really well. So we're really excited for these guys. And then of course, we've got our Terror from Below. So there's that 4-episode arc in Clone Wars where there's all the political strife going on with the Mon Cals and everything. So we've got Riff Thompson and the Aqua Droids and everything here. We're really excited for this kit. This is a fun internal studio one we're looking forward to. So for those looking for more of their separatists for Star Wars Shatterpoint, this is going to be a fun one. And then, of course, now coming into 2026, we're going to have more with Ahsoka. So we've got, this is just going to be a fun one. Our crew did a really good job with this, and gameplay-wise, they really rock out. But of course, they've got to fight somebody too, don't they? So having more of these awesome zombie troopers and Morgan Elspeth, so we're looking forward to having these come out. These will be kind of a look into 2026 as they're coming out, so be sure to pay attention. We'll have more previews on the way. A big thing in May. So for rules, funny enough, right now on our live stream at Atomic Mass Games on Twitch, we are doing our rules update for Star Wars Legion. So you're going to be seeing more of these happening across the board from our dev team as we hop on stream, showing more what's going on. In May, we'll have our one for the Shatterpoint rebalance. So we're really excited for this. We'll have a recap email too in a one-shot that'll go to your sales reps if you want to get an in-depth on that. We'll have a transmission on our website. But kind of paying attention, making sure things are kind of refreshed. Star Wars Shatterpoint's done a good job of keeping everything kind of going on, but we know there's characters from a couple years ago that could use some love, so we're looking forward to giving those guys some plug-in, which would be really cool. So as we look at our release schedule for the next year and a half or so, this will be on there. For those that are taking photos and doing everything, we do have these already on our website, so you can go to the Adepticon recap transmission, it'll all be on there. And then a fun thing we've been doing for your reps, and we'll have this available for you to see very, very soon here, is we've created these player pathways. So as we have a lot of products, they're on the walls. We know if you don't know our miniatures games and what people are playing, hey, what if I want to play Empire, what should I be carrying? If I want to play Rebel Alliance, what should I be carrying? So we've created these pathway packs. It's an online document on the B2B side, and they're going to be walking through kind of each thing there. So don't have to memorize right now. We're not going to test you on any of this kind of stuff, but it'll be there. You'll see it. We'll have it out very soon. So we'll have them for each of the game brands as well. Now let's hop into MCP with our Marvel Crisis Protocol. First up, we're keeping with the OP kits first, so you're going to see more tournament kits for MCP across the board. We are very excited to have a lot of these. We'll have their tournament kit, and go back. There we go. So there's a couple other slides for that, but of course we'll have for our OP kits, they'll be coming out 3 of those kits for the year with a lot of cool character things and all of that. So we know that everybody wanted more leagues and campaigns and so on. So this will be coming out. CK25 is the first one, and then we'll have those. And there's also going to be one more retail support kit for these two. So for organized play for MCP, we got you guys covered. Next up, a big thing is you're going to be seeing more of these affiliation packs. So there's been a big question on, hey, I want to get more of these characters that have been out. Where are they going on? And so in this presentation, you're going to see us kind of go away from those 2-character box sets and more into these 3 and 4 as they get added in. So these affiliation packs, they're very much kind of partnered up for like Midnight Suns, Guardians of the Galaxy, Asgardians, and so on. And so as a way to help, as more characters are coming out, we don't want to load up all your shelves. This kind of helps cycle those products through. And so these affiliation packs are going to be a way to help get those products back on the shelf so people can get those characters, but now in a new box that'll have more of those things going on. So we'll have Defenders, Criminal Syndicate, and of course Warriors of Asgard. And I think the next one too is X-Force, Xavier Students, and then Web Slinging Heroes. So these will all be coming out throughout the year, so kind of pay attention as those are coming. Next up, is the big thing we're very, very excited for, is new starter packs for MCP. So coming out in the fall, you're going to see these new 10-character rosters. We're going to have X-Men, and we're going to have Spider Foes. So you're going to have everything you need to play for MCP right out of the box. They're going to have your cards. They're going to have your player sets. They just won't come with like the 2-player terrain and everything else like they've been doing for the CP143 box. So we're excited. We kind of like, whoa, what should be in our first starter packs? So we're excited that we can have X-Men and Spider Foes. So for some people that have been like trying to find some of those Spider Foe characters, they're now going to be in these packs. So we'll have demo scripts on how to run demos for these things as well, and we're really looking forward to having these guys come out. Question? You said they include everything you would play, but dice and tools separate? Yep. Oh, they're going to be. Yep. Okay. I just didn't have it on the slide. So yeah, they'll be in there. You'll be good to go. Next up, this got announced on Monday for pre-order, and so we're going to have our Phoenix and Phoenix Unleashed coming out, which is fun. People online were calling her a big kaiju, which I found very funny. But that miniature is just massive, which is great. So Phoenix, like Sandman and like Magneto, of course, has her own little fire bits that are going on, and so as Jean Grey is attacked, and then it can be unleashed on the board, creating all kinds of fun for your opponent. So we're looking forward to her. The rules play is really good. The miniature came out fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody paint it up. So for those that like X-Men, of course you got to have the Phoenix, right? And then next we also have more Brotherhood. So we've got Avalanche, Exodus, and Lady Mastermind. Really fun ways to play around with that. I love the classic Avalanche. Sculpey went with that. So these are currently in pre-order. So you can go and get the set. And then now coming out in July, we're going to be having more for the Spider-Verse. So we're going to have a couple packs coming out. So we've got Prowler, Spider-Man 2099, and Ultimate Spider-Man. What's fun with Ultimate Spider-Man, we already have Miles out right now, but now this is him more fleshed out, understands his powers. If you've played the video game at all, you're going to feel very much similar to this Miles, which would be cool. And then we're also looking forward to Silk, Spider-Noir, and that Spider-Ham. Look at that guy. Which is going to be fun. So we'll have a retail support kit for this set as well, so they'll have the cards for that. This will be coming out right in July, right around that Comic-Con time period, which is always good. So we love the spiders here. And then, of course, more Defenders. So we're going to have Echo, Ronin, and Tigra. And so they'll be joining there. That Ronin is Clint, so we're going to have some cool Hawkeye stuff going on with that, which we are very excited about. And next, more Avengers. So we're going to have Blue Marvel and Spectrum. And these came out really, really well. I think our team's been really enjoying those energy effects and how they can really make that work. If you haven't seen the sculpts, we have some photos online too that are just fantastic. As we look into 2026, we're seeing more of these fun drops. So we're going to have Iron Lad, Ironmonger, Kang the Conqueror, and Rescue. This will be a cool little 4-character pack. So we got a Kang there. It's going to be very, very neat. And then on the cosmic level, we're going to see Adam Warlock, Moondragon, and Quasar. So these are some fun ones. They're going to bring back a lot of those Infinity Gems we saw from back in the day. They're going to be making their bit. And our team is just knocking it out of the park with these. So it's really cool to see what's going on. And then more Asgardians are going to be joining the force as well. So the Warriors 3, they always hang out together, so it made sense to put them all on the same base. They're going to have a lot of those gang rules while still doing their stuff. And of course, Valkyrie, that miniature is just, it's a miniature, right? So, which will be really cool. And we're looking forward to seeing them on the table. Next up, more X-Men, because you always got to have more X-Men. So we'll have Danny Moonstar, Havoc, Jubilee, and Multiple Man. And of course, Multiple Man is going to have his Multiple Men as they're rocking out there. So these will have lots of cool rules for X-Men as they're going to explore more of that on the board. And then to wrap up some 2026, we've got our big bad coming out with Bastion, Nimrod, and Omega Sentinel. So X-Men and Brotherhood are going to be eating good. It's going to be very, very fun. If you haven't seen, we have some photos online of the big boy. So it'll be very, very fun.
But not Sentinels?
There'll be an affiliation pack coming out with more of those. So it'll be good. As we have the release schedule going on, here's a look at what's coming out in 2025 and 2026. We know it's a big chunk of stuff, but we're excited to see those that are going to be on the board. And then if you look at that little bit there with the Tolerance is Extinction character pack, how did that get on there? Oh my gosh, what's going on? So we'll have a fun look at what's going on for MCP. We're very, very excited. It's doing very well for us. We're got to keep it going. Next, we've had a lot of people ask about restocks. And so this has been a question we've had online from retailers, sales reps, and so on. So our team put a lot of work together to put into this giant restock schedule slide. It's not going to be a test. You can look at it later too. It'll be okay, but it's going to be a look at kind of what's coming out. We know there's a lot of characters that have kind of been in the rhythm. Hey, where are they coming out? What's going on? So we want to help with that. Question?
So the restock, is that they're going to be restocked to the two-player kits or in the new repacked big kits?
These are going to be in those repacked big kits. Yeah, so that's when those characters are coming back out. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have those affiliation packs, starter packs, and so on. So yeah, you can kind of dig through it and go, oh, I'm waiting for that guy. There we go. Same kind of thing too. We did a player pathway. So we'll have more of this. Also, when you get it, it won't be in a big white squares. It'll be on a Word doc. You can read it that way better. But it'll be a good way to kind of walk through this as you see what's going on. So as people want to know which affiliation should I be carrying, hey, in my community they're running Avengers, they're running Hydra, what should I have? This will be kind of a good way to make sure you're carrying a lot of that stuff. Also, we'll be updating this as it goes along. So this is based on the current stuff right now, but we're going to try to do it every 6 months or so. So ask your rep, they'll know, and if not, they'll poke me. Next up, Star Wars Legion. Here we go. There's been a lot going on with Star Wars Legion. Everybody's asking, hey, Ross, what's happening? So as we know, we had the refresh last year. We had the new rules. It's been sharing on. We put the rules online. Everybody's been playing it, and then you've been seeing a lot of drops as we've been moving everything over to hard plastic with new packaging and so on. We've been very excited for this stuff, so let's dive right in. So first up, we have a lot more OP kits on the way for Star Wars Legion. So with these, we're going to have classic tournament kits, which is going to be great. They're bringing in that full art style with that new card breakdown. I love our new art. You guys are going to, we just saw a bunch of stuff the other day. It's good, going to be good. So we have a lot of these new tournament kits that are coming out. At the same time, we're going to be doing new Legion weekly organized play kits. So kind of based off what you saw for Star Wars Unlimited, we're going to be doing these booster pack kits. People can come into stores and you can pick up these things. We've been playing around with this artist who has a really cool gold and black style. So there's some really unique cards we're going to see with Vader and Darth Maul and so on. I think we didn't drop the Lando and the Millennium Falcon one, but that'll be a good one too.
One more question. With these,
Please.
are they going to be line packs or fixed?
They're going to be random boxes, or yeah, random boosters. So so as they come in, they can do all that. So we'll have that little pack there. So I got a slide ready for you, right? So, but it'll be good. So that as they play these kits, they can come in, do all that, and you can run them for a league or a campaign or a tournament, however you want to do that out. So we're looking forward to these. These are going to be. We'll have. Notice how it says set 1. Those are numbers on that one. So as they go, we could add more. Be very exciting. We are looking forward to these. The team's been working really hard on this stuff, so we're looking forward to those coming out. Next up is all our stuff. So right now, as we know, the Stormtroopers and Scout Troopers and the Rebel Troopers and Commandos are currently on pre-order. So as we've been doing our reissues, we know that we've been taking the whole line from the soft plastic to the old boxes into the new packaging, into the new hard plastic, everything here. These will also have the new cards in there. For that, we'll get into the card packs in a hot minute, but each of these new boxes will have 11 miniatures in it too, compared to the old 7. So you're able to build that big unit from there. They'll have the one commander. And then what's fun is for the Rebel ones, they have lots of alternate heads. So you've been seeing Twi'leks and Mon Cal and Duros and so on. So as you're playing around with these ones, all the little kits will be a fun little mix and match. Of course, the B2 battle droids are coming out. We know it's been a hot one. People are looking forward to those. The hard plastic ones, they're going to be great. And so on with Clone Commander Cody. He also is joined by Boyle and Waxer. So you're going to notice that some of the clone kits and some of the other like Imperial kits, we've moved around a couple of those characters. They've been matched up more, kind of in that same way to make sure they make sense on the shelf, and then make sure for what's coming out. So we've got Din Djarin and Boba Fett coming back for their Outer Rim Outlaws. These are going to be a cool one. And then of course we've got more of the IG Assassin droids. So what you're going to see is going to be a lot of these reissues that are coming back into these new sets. So the schedule, when you see it, you'll be like, that's a big schedule. We know we're doing our best to make sure we can communicate what's going on and make what's right for your store. Of course, we got our cool speeder truck. And then we get our new Padawan Ahsoka and Commander Ahsoka. So this is one of the new miniatures we're bringing back. It's not just reissues. So people have been wondering what's going on with Ahsoka. So of course we'll have her coming in kind of in her 2 different timeline bits during the Clone Wars. With her rules, she'll have lots of stuff that kind of, depending on how you want to play her as an attachment or as a character, to kind of bring that. We know that having characters in Star Wars is a big deal, and you want to have that, so being able to apply that to the game is going to be great. But it isn't just about named characters. We want to do a really cool thing with Star Wars this year, and we're going to be coming out with customizable character kits. So we're doing these for each of the factions, and this allows you to build your own commander and operative. You're going to do 2 miniatures per kit, and so we're going to have them for the Republic, for the Empire, for the Separatists, and the Republic. Sorry, I love that art. We'll go back to that in a hot minute. But yeah, so in these ones there, so you can finally build your own custom Jedi. So you're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. In that Jedi box, you're going to have single saber, dual saber, double-bladed saber, all kinds of cool stuff. They're going to have cards, too, where you can play them as different character types. So if you want to have a more supporty, more tanky, this is all going to be a thing you can do in the game. These are going to be packed with all kinds of cool bits. We haven't teased a whole bunch yet, but as you can look at that cool art there, that's a pretty fun droid that we haven't seen before. So being able to add these things in is going to be fun. And we're looking forward to seeing these kits like be applied to armies and everything too, but it's really neat to kind of see what's going on. So these are going to be a big thing where now you can put your own characters into Star Wars Legion, and they'll be able to kind of support your army as they go on. We have when this got announced at Adepticon, the whole room exploded with like cheers and screams and claps. So we know it's going to be a fun one. Next up, new essentials. As we're doing the new rules and everything else, we want to make sure we're all good to go. So for those that don't want to buy the new starters, they just want to use their army as it is, they can get everything they need for their packs and their dice and so on. And then a big thing too is going to be all these card packs. So we know that everybody has a lot of armies as they are. So there's going to be 2 different card packs. There's going to be unit card packs and then command card packs. So people that have their current armies, if they pick up both of these, they'll be set for essentially any build they possibly could have had. So if they own like everything twice, they're going to be good. And so these are going to be transitional products. They're not going to be on reprint. So we've put a lot of them. So most of the people that are playing, they get this. Make sure that if you've got an active community in your store, make sure that you stocked up on these guys, get them good to go. But then as we go forward, there'll be other card packs where you can hop in. So along with that, as we jump into Star Wars Legion, we're going to have new starter sets. So I think we had the Media Gamma for a little bit. We had the Adepticon preview. But we're going away from the 2-player starters, and we're now going into faction starter boxes. So these are going to include everything for a 600-point list, and we're calling it Recon. Now that's the new skirmish name for that, which includes everything for the components. And it's a nice amount of the troopers and the Wookiee warriors. It's going to include the new Luke. So all this hard plastic stuff. You're going to see this for Republic. You're going to see him for Empire. You got that new Vader in there, packed full of troopers. It's going to be super fun. And then, of course, we're going to have the new Separatist Alliance starter set. I love that Grievous art. And he's rocking in there with his battle droids, B1s, B2s, and, of course, some droidicas. That is a new Grievous sculpt, too, by the way. So he's much more vicious, I guess, right? He's very, very, very slick. And then, of course, hello there. We have to have our Kenobi. And he'll be included in the ARF Troopers, which will also include the new Jedi attachment. So, which will be fun as well. So that also has alternate heads and some sabers too. So being able to have all these guys in there, we're really looking forward to this. There's going to be a retail support kit based around these starter boxes that are coming out. There's going to be a Hobby Next promo for these two. So be sure to stay tuned for that. I didn't have it in this slide because we're still, but it'll be a Hondo Anaka is doing that. And so, ooh, I saw a little face there. So. That'll be fun. We'll have a lot more on that, but Hondo's going to be fun. So with this, it'll be a good time. And for the starter sets, we'll have a lot more promotion for that. So stay tuned. But these are going to be the way to go to kind of get into Star Wars Legion. We expect that most players are going to probably want to buy it for their faction anyway, because it's going to include the hard plastic for a lot of their core troops. Question?
Are the new starters going to be ML in language, or are they going to be English and French separate?
That's a great question. Multilingual, thank you, Simone. I knew it. My brain's just I'm on Canada time. Yeah. So they're gonna be multilingual, and in general, all these kits are gonna be. So they have the cards in there.
The starters were still
Yep.
the 2-player was English and French.
The card packs are single language.
Got it. And here we go. Next up. So as we're adding in more troops, we want to do this too. So we're adding in more commanders and characters. So we'll see these for each of our factions as we go along. So for those that don't want to pick up the new starter and they still want to get Luke, Luke will be in this pack. And of course, we'll have our Return of the Jedi's characters with their indoor sets. And then we have our clone marksmen. So these are going to have longer guns, more range. on that, and they have those that good look there. And then we have our ARC troopers. This is a repackage of them, so they don't have the jetpack swooshes, but they have a lot of cool troops that are going on. And then we're bringing commanders on mounts into Star Wars Legion, and the best way to do that, of course, is Grievous on a wheel bike. That poor clone, he doesn't know what's coming. But this is going to be really fun. So you're going to see a lot more of these troops on mounts. This has been, yeah, I mean, this is awesome. So you'll see it come out. We have photos online too, but this will be a good one. And then, of course, we have Imperial probe droids. That's been a highly requested for Empire players, and of course, those playing on a Blizzard planet would really enjoy that. And then Grievous, you can't have him alone on that, right? He's got to have his little buddies. So he'll have his troopers on there joining for the squad. And we definitely, when these are being made, we're like, okay, we can't just have him as a single unit. Like, they got to be able to roll around. So there'll be people that like going fast with big armies. You'll have a good time with these guys. Of course, we'll have our Imperial High Command coming in 2026. So we are now bringing in more of those characters. We have Thrawn making his appearance, and Targ, and Krennic, and Tarkin. So for those looking for more of those Imperial support and tactics, they'll be there. And then we'll have Han and Luke on some Tauntauns. Yeah, there we go, right? So it should be super good. Yeah, we're looking forward to these. The art for these is going to be really cool too. I know the medias look great, but our team's been just rocking it. So these are going to be super good. And then, of course, our heroes are the 501st. So now we saw some of those characters with Fives and Echoes. Now they're going to come back into this kit and with Rex. And then that is a new Anakin sculpt. So for those looking for a new Anakin, it's going to be super good. And then if you did want to get the Obi-Wan, you could do that. Question?
Will we see Obi-Wan on the weird thing from episode 3?
That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Who knows what'll happen? Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel, right? So, of course, tokens are always fun, and we love doing that. So for those that need more tokens, we'll have a nice token set. And the stories I could tell you, so many of them true. I already talked about it, but of course, our buddy Hondo is going to be coming out. So along with the Hobby Next one, which will be coming out as a promo for the starter boxes in the year, we wouldn't want to have him be alone. So in 2026, he'll be joined by the Weequay Pirates. It'll be all one set coming out. So it'll have all his pirates, and they've all got their all little things there. I think my favorite is our buddy carrying that carrying case, definitely not an ice cream machine, as he's doing that. So the pirates are going to be doing a good job, and they'll be able to work for all kinds of people. But of course, what do pirates need? A pirate ship. So they'll have their pirate ship rocking out as Hondo. In that first time we see him, he rolls up in that tank, which is cool. And of course, for those who play the Shadow Collective, they'll be able to use that for their forces too. So we'll have alternate mounts you can pop in there. Photos don't do this justice. This tank is much bigger than it looks, and it's just really cool. So I think for those that love the pirates, because who doesn't, they're going to be a good time. Of course, we had a lot of products there. So here's our release schedule for the year for Star Wars Legion. This will be a good look at kind of what's coming out for 2025 and 2026. A big thing for us is that starter pack's coming out in the fall. So that's going to be our big rah-rah as those are going on. We've got cool videos, promotions, marketing, all based around that. I've been working, burning the late night candle on that. So we'll have a lot of fun things that are going on. You'll have digital assets too. So if you want banners and posters and everything else you can use, we'll have that going on. And then, of course, we're already in our pre-order phase. So, of course, we are right at the beginning of this with SWQ11. So as the year goes on, it'll be good times. Next, we wanted to include a reissue schedule. Everybody's been wondering what's coming out for Legion. When can I get my character for my army? Here's a look at that. We know it's long, and we know it's a lot in 2026, but we're just going through, making sure everybody's covered as they're getting that stuff, bringing a whole new line to hard plastic and new packaging and everything else you can't do overnight. So we're doing our best to communicate as we go along, which should be good. Today, right now, live. How funny is this? This is live right now. So you can go on our Twitch right afterwards. There'll be a VOD. You can watch what's going on. Our devs are kind of sharing all the playtesting for the last couple of years is now coming to this final bit. So the new rules will be that your players will know more than you when we get out of this meeting. And then you can go to our website, and that'll have the cards and the rule books and everything else will be online, where we have it all in our rules section. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to watching it too. And then, of course, we have our player pathway. So this will get updated as it goes along. This is current for right now. We'll look to do one at the end of the year. So what should I be carrying in my store? What should be going on? This will kind of give you a good look at what you can carry. And then if we need to help you with bundles and stuff like that, we're working with reps to make sure they can know what's being carried for Star Wars Legion. We know it's a lot to carry a full line. So if you've got players that are doing certain things, we can work it out. I think it is. Great, cool. I have time for Q&A? Absolutely, love that. Great. Hey everybody, Q&A, how can I help? Yeah, why not?
I noticed today you guys are doing some bundle packages for Shatterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if there's any plans to do anything like that at launch of the new Legion stuff?
As of right now, we're working with As With Canada for Shatterpoint. So that's the big thing there. So for Legion, as of right now, that's been announced. Not to shut you down on that one, just that's what's going on. I'm totally cool with no rule questions too. I'm not gonna just make it. There was a lot to cover on that, so.
When are you coming up with a Wookiee pack for Shatterpoint?
Well, we've got Chewbacca in the real quiet-like kit, and then, yeah, I get you. I mean, that would be fun. Good to know. You've been noted. Yeah. I mean, so yes, right? Like with everything gearing up for Legion right now, like if you knew what faction you wanted to start, pre-ordering those boxes for like your troopers or your clones or whatever else, you can start painting those up and gearing right up for when those starter boxes are going to come out. The cool thing is those starter boxes are all balanced against each other. So for people that want to hop into that right away, you'll be able to play against people that also have that as is, and then, in 10 minutes, all the new rules will be uploaded on the website. So you'll be able to kind of look at those cards, see what's going on and everything there. So like people have been a little concerned, like, oh my gosh, the rules keep changing and whatnot. That's what happens when you are doing a rules update for things like that. But we're now going to be at a point going into this spring and summer where it's time to rock and roll. So this will be a really good time to kind of hop in. Sure.
What would be your highlight model for Imperial player? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, for Imperials. Oh man. I mean, if you were to say in general, I was going to go Grievous on the wheel bike, right? But I think I'm looking forward to the Pro Droids are going to be super cool. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff for that. So it'll be good. Come by the booth and I'll take your off. It'll be good.
You mentioned the skirmish model or the smaller form.
Recon. Yeah.
Is there plans to support that as a viable alternative play mode, or is that meant to be like an introductory?
I believe we've got some OP stuff in the works for that, but it'll just be like on the website, like for our print and play. So we have Spec Ops right now for that too. And then on Monday or Friday, I've been traveling, so I forget what time is. We just dropped the Shatterpoint Key Operations campaign rule set too. So our dev team's working away on all kinds of fun stuff for that. So I believe we've already got stuff on the website right now for Recon. I think it's going to go up in like the next 5 minutes. So that should be fun to check out. I was reading the email today, making sure everything all that. So yeah, we're looking forward to making sure the skirmish can be supported because those starter boxes are a good way to do that. We've bumped the tournament rules up to 1,000 points. So we know Legion was at 800. So now with the starter boxes getting 600, you've got a pretty much good to go box from there, which will be fun. So I'm currently building up my droids. Looking forward to it. I mean, we can talk more at the booth too, right? So that'll be good.
Anybody else have any questions?
It's cool if not. Thank you so much.
Can we please make some noise for Ross from AMG, guys? Thank you so much. Thank you, Ross.
Thank you, everybody. And I just want to say we're so happy to be here. It's Canada Play's been doing such a great time. Love the show. Please come by the booth. We have some cool minutes to show off. We have some stickers, have some buttons. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ross. Cheers.